Letting Your Guard Down, the psychology of healing, trust, and emotional freedom. There's a moment in everyone's life when they pause and wonder, why is it so hard to let someone in? You feel the urge to open up, to relax your shoulders. 2. Stop scanning for threats, but something inside tightens. It whispers, be careful. And sometimes, without even realizing it, you begin living behind an emotional shield so well built that even genuine love, support, and connection can't get through. But here's the truth that psychology keeps revealing. The armor you rely on to feel safe may also be the very thing keeping you from healing, trusting, and finally breathing freely. Today we're going to break down the hidden psychology behind letting your guard down and why doing it isn't weakness, but a powerful step toward emotional freedom. 1. The invisible armor. But science shows they can form much earlier and much more quietly. A dismissive parent, a childhood betrayal, a humiliating school moment, a breakup that shattered your sense of safety. These experiences create internal alarms. Your mind learns to protect you by anticipating hurt before it arrives. Over time, this becomes second nature. You pull back from vulnerability. You avoid difficult conversations. You laugh things off instead of addressing them. You keep people at a distance not because you don't care, but because caring feels dangerous. Psychologists call this protective emotional distancing. And while it works in the short term, it steals something major from you in the long run. The chance to be deeply known. Here's the paradox. Your guard helps you avoid pain, but also blocks intimacy. It keeps you from being hurt, but also keeps you from being understood. It gives you control, but takes away connection, and the body keeps the score. Your nervous system remains stuck in hyperprotection mode. You stay alert, even when the threat is gone. You live like someone who constantly expects the worst. The result? You stop feeling safe inside your own emotions. 2. Trust isn't a feeling. It's a skill you relearn. One of the biggest myths about trust is that it magically appears when you meet the right person. But psychology shows it's not that simple. Trust isn't an emotion. Trust is a practice. It's built one small risk at a time. Sharing a thought you usually keep to yourself, allowing someone to support you. Revealing a fear without apologizing for it, asking for help without expecting disappointment. Most people wait to feel safe before they open up. But emotional safety often works in reverse. You open up a little, and safety grows from there. Think of trust as a muscle. If you've protected yourself for years, that muscle is weak, not because you're broken, but because you haven't used it. You're not bad at relationships. You're not incapable of intimacy. You're simply out of practice. And this is where healing begins, not in one big moment of vulnerability, but in a series of small, intentional steps that retrain your nervous system to stop treating connection like a threat. Every time you soften, even just 1%, you rewire your brain toward emotional freedom. 3. Healing requires being seen, even when it feels uncomfortable. A lot of people think healing is a solo journey. Journaling, reading self-help, meditating, staying quiet, staying strong, staying in control. But the deeper truth is this. You can't fully heal in isolation. Emotional wounds are relational, and so is recovery. When someone listens without judgment, when someone stays instead of leaving, when someone sees all your hidden parts and doesn't use them against you, your nervous system learns anew. Story, connection can be safe. Healing isn't about becoming fearless. It's about allowing yourself to be human, messy, uncertain, perfect, and still worthy of care. For many people, the hardest part of healing is letting someone witness their pain. But that moment, that raw honesty, is where transformation begins. When you let someone see the real you, without performing strength or perfection, you give your younger self the safety they never had. Point 4. Emotional freedom comes from dropping the story that you must be strong all the time, the idea that you must always be strong, independent, unemotional, unbothered. It's one of the biggest lies in modern culture. Society praises people who don't flinch, don't cry, don't break, don't need anyone. But psychological research shows something different. People who suppress emotions aren't more stable, they're more stressed, disconnected, and mentally fatigued. Emotional freedom doesn't mean losing control. It means releasing the pressure to perform a version of yourself that isn't real. Imagine waking up without the constant tension in your chest. Imagine speaking without rehearsing every word in your head. Imagine trusting your instincts instead of fearing the next betrayal. Imagine letting someone hold space for you without guilt, without fear, without pretending. This isn't weakness. This is emotional liberation. Letting your guard down doesn't mean you trust everyone. It means you trust yourself enough to open up when it matters. 5. Letting people in doesn't make you vulnerable, it makes you available for real connection. Human beings aren't meant to live behind emotional fortresses. We're wired for closeness, attunement, and relational safety. Letting your guard down doesn't make you naive, it makes you authentic. It makes you capable of love that isn't guarded or half present. When you drop your armor, you communicate with honesty, not fear. Form deeper, more meaningful relationships. You stop replaying old stories and start writing new ones. You give others permission to open up to. And the best part? People feel your shift. They respond. They soften. They trust you more because they finally feel you, not the version of you that's constantly bracing for impact. Letting your guard down is not the end of your protection. It's the beginning of your emotional freedom. CTA, a natural, gentle invitation. If this message speaks to you, maybe it's time to loosen the armor just a little, not for the world, but for yourself. Healing starts with one small act of openness, one quiet moment of honesty, one decision to stop running from what you feel. On Awaken Mindset, we explore exactly that, the emotional tools, psychological insights, and inner shifts that help you live lighter, freer, and more connected. If you're ready for deeper understanding, deeper healing, and deeper peace, hit subscribe, watch the next video, and let's continue this journey together, one step closer to emotional freedom.